But you didn't actually say where that money was going to. Is that because you got less left over from all the promises than you were expecting and you had to make do? What is it? What is it that made you not say, and we'll spend it on this, and this?
Well, sure. Well, the first thing I'd say is that the 4th Squadron of F-35s is going to cost us upwards of $3 billion. So it's $21 billion over 5 years. That'll probably cost more than that. And there are other projects as well that we're going to fund. We're going to have to look at investing in AUKUS, the infrastructure. We're going to turn the Henderson precinct into our strategic shipbuilding area. That's going to require a lot of money. 2 dry docks potentially need to be built there to maintain our future submarines, but also our fleet. We've only got 1 dry dock in this country in Sydney, which has been operating since the end of the Second World War. So we need one on the West Coast. So there are a lot of things that need to be invested in with this money. And I had a caretaker brief with the Chief of the Defence Force, the Secretary of Defence last week. I've got a good sense of where we need to spend that money. But of course, that'll become clearer once we're in the chair and in government. Andrew, if I can just make this final point. You can have all the hardware in the world, but if you don't have people with fighting morale, you've got nothing. And so I also want to work out how we can better invest in our people to fix the recruiting crisis. We're not getting enough young Australians into uniform under Labor. And to fix the retention crisis, we're losing too many good people under Labor. We need to keep our best people in uniform. You know,
you've listed, and I listed yesterday, all these things that the government has cut to the point we had, the former head of Army saying, well, there aren't even bullets. I guess the people out there, the soldiers training, holding up pieces of wood going bang in practice. I don't know how bad it is. But what struck me is that you've heard almost nothing from the heads of our armed forces saying, listen, we have a problem. They've kept quiet as mice. And in fact, you've even got former Defence Force officials like Chris Barry saying, oh, it's actually climate change that's our biggest threat. I wonder whether these guys are doing their job in alerting us to the state of things. But just on the climate change, do you really think that is our biggest threat?
No, I don't think it is our biggest threat. I think Admiral Barry is a good man who served our country well as the Chief of the Defence Force. But to put it frankly, he's been in Canberra for too long. And any student of military history, in fact, any student of world history knows that wars start because people fight with each other.
Andrew Hastie, thank you very much.